Why did you leave the podcast you were on? Why did you leave the podcast you were on? I've asked you. I'll answer when you're not answering. I just recently found out that we are the drama. Like, we were the drama. Because to me, it seemed as if all they cared about was the views. They didn't really care about the mental health or the people on the show. So then I was like, you know what? Yeah. I don't need them.
You don't know these streets like we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Street is Watching. This is our editorial.
Yes.
Or the battery was wait, I drink we know. Yeah, my bet.Africa.
My bet.Africa.
On the tie, you want to say UEFA Champions League grand finale, no, Basso.
Weekend, yeah.
Weekend, yeah.
Yes.
You know, or so yeah, sharp now, show also no. Now, everyone wants to say one single game. Your bet builder. Yeah, no, the only platform as it stands now. Your bet builder are live. Game name also now. What's that to me? She share multiple 10 selection on one game.
Over anything.
Say be a match in a course on now. What make us say, oh, let's go. Free PSG ho.
Yes.
Next corner.
Yes.
And so free Inter Milan ho. So they be also no be bet builder no one game the amount 10 selections.
Okay.
The amount to meet selected 10 events in one game.
Okay.
It will be to corner, foul,
true ball,
true, be able to make. Let's go. Wow, 10.
Yeah.
Wait to make. Any exclusives as I account, you know, call online here. My bet.Africa. Or see when you car. Would you swear?
You bet here.
In a more professional way.
Made
us who I want him say against supporters union. You moto say ebegua engu. You moto say ebegua engu.
Okay.
Quite be a befaswa. Yeah, Inter Milan.
Ebelusuno. And one hour.
And I'm happy say PSG winning na Mbappe. Say free horse and go win Champions League or Madrid.
And more we know.
Okay. And almost say we near said about Dembele besa J Ballon d'Or na assassin more. What you say? Barca need a Real Madrid form ball ma ho hwa. Nti omo bo form me de hwa me ho.
Mati. You.
Sanity. More professional way.
We're professional. We're more personal killer way.
And what's your personal? Aqua blue mineral water.
Aqua blue.
Yes. Absorb phones you.
Look.
Gege style.
Sabe pepe.
Gege style.
Sabe pepe.
Gege style.
Aqua blue.
We're feeling a more professional. And I'm person share one big company from Nishman. Nishman be chairman. A package we the farm sister Doreen have you so no be chairman.
That's what's up.
Na me be so no Jack Nkofo no year adwuma we.
Hey condom.
Enya what's there? Omo buy me be so no. Next one was a Ghanaian product.
Okay.
So was a Ghana flag.
Yep.
A bosso. Na a men to take for mema. To take utrinwi wa body say. What say you know fashion akọ. Yeah, trinwi ni abodi say, especially a abodi say. And yeah, especially for abodi say. But a total men care. It will be so a Nishman or one deodorant, a shame, or one cologne after shave. Or say what shave what body say we know the spray mu come. Oh, nice. Oh, now the spray mu. And so what body say na so say what body say fua. Or more Nishman or drops or what you say, be a growth serum.
Cash.
2 be so now the kakra bia dey aso abodu sem. Na wodi so mu na you say wodi agya kwa, ye nja okwa. No asa ma wo. De wodi be yim. What you say? David, hwan do. So, mama de wodi be yi abodu sem. Okay. It would go my rubble serum no fam na.
Now they are fame.
How do we know?
Allah.
Who trimia me be. Unfortunately, but it's me the
Nishman, wow, said the waiting you know. I know about you say now, wow, already a great idea.
Now, Trim said I could wait me. Your beard and mustache, special roof, and also a lotion and also so.
May he be myself.
We hair styling. We the better may in match it. Say hair no dear. Marshall and but okay. And our special scrub, we for all skin types, and
that's what's up.
When Nimu, so you dent cells in everywhere.
Everyone, man.
No, we know such a t-shirt, grass, was
I'm packaging effort.
I know it. It's a special gift. Say we are bema bi o abrabo poppy. Person chobi bema bi ade na ni gye ho a mesra wa ye nishman. Nana twetwe twa hene. Bejisuo. Because Nishman said you must say so no. In a more professional way. Big ups to Nishman. Maybe I'm I've not met anybody in there, but I just felt that it was a kind gesture. 100%. And I just have to put them on for 100%, this. And once it's a Ghanaian business, I have to put it, definitely put it out there. Let people know put it out there. So, I don't know how to even get to them, but if you see the product anywhere, Michelle, just cop one.
No, package package in the whole box and
And deodorant in the product. What the young ones Bema we do West Town and more professional.
But who are you doing lubricant?
And your lubricant.
I know that the only go Hey, Nishman, oh my guy. All right. Moving forward. Now who's season 2 of Rants and Bants, you know. This time the host is not changing. I think now they put on the Paradise ex-girlfriend Adjoti and one beautiful lady on the podcast. And to me, initially I was thinking, say, every season, you know, they will actually change the host and maintain. That's what I thought. But I think we saw a video.
I think If Your Door is still on.
So I was thinking, say, she's the main face because even the first one there, I didn't know the 2 other girls, but I knew If Your Door. But through the podcast, I got to know, say, other girls in DNA, that is Gisela and the Princess, right? Yeah. Now
I'm a Burland.
I said, no, I'm on the shadow.
No, but she's lovely. Like, or a bubbly. Bubbly. Bubbly as in.
Okay. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Lively, like.
Yeah, or lively.
I get what you mean.
I like her energy. For some weird reason, I just like her energy. I can feel her
That's how it starts always.
No, it's not.
When you're about to fall in love.
Nothing. No. I just like her energy. That's it.
No, I mean, moving on. Second season, who said Adjoti, one lady. So now, I think Gisela and the Princess has a new podcast, but I don't know if it's the Princess or invited back on the bar. So, but they decided to talk about the behind the scenes. New man, ACC war, Rants and Bants. So that's why we are not seeing them on the new podcast.
Yeah.
And she made some couple of revelations, and I said, "Nyoma na koswa or nompe." She felt like the management wasn't thinking about her feelings and her mental health. Rather, they were more focused on how they were going to get the views on the channel, and I said how they were going to get eyeballs to the podcast, and I said get the people talking about the podcast because of Mickey scenarios. Maybe saying maybe no Kasem Kwegu. Princess and Asumen, she didn't want people to hear it, but cameraman is zooming, trying to capture what the name now. All bache Adako, you know, sets. One time we also they put it in there's like most of the uncomfortable things that she didn't want it to be out there like that. No, it was out there like that. It's like I don't suggestion they don't really take it. It's always based on agenda on something to get the people talking. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen the video.
No, I have.
I
have, but for the purposes of this conversation, I want viewers to also watch it. That trailer, no. I want people to watch it, and then I'll start with my piece on it. But
yes, sir.
Why did you leave the podcast you were on? I've asked you. I'll answer when you're answering. I'll answer. It was just too much drama. Besides, I just recently found out that we are the drama. Like, we were the drama. How? Oh, the first episode. They said the new season is drama free, blah, 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 blah. Oh. So, like, there was just too much drama. I wasn't feeling protected by the producers. And I always felt like they put me on the... Is it on the line? Is that the phrase? They always put me out there to be, you know, pounced on by predators.
Like you felt set up.
Exactly. I felt like I was set up a lot. And there were a few times where I tried to control certain situations and they wouldn't even allow me because to me, it seemed as if all they cared about was the views. They didn't really care about the mental health or the people on the show. So then I was like, you know what? I don't need them.
There was a video that came... Well, they usually say it's a mistake. That's what they say. But then there was a video that I saw recently from the current host of the show, and one of the guests' breast was showing, and then the host was pointing at the cameraman that he should alert her.
That,
he should alert her, and then they still left that part in the video.
There was this episode where we spoke about Galamsey or the protest, and I had so many people coming at me telling me that I was scratching my leg because I'm a human being. I'll itch.
Yeah,
and they zoomed into that bit, and there was also another time where we were literally gossiping about somebody on set, and you were asking me who I was talking about, and I whispered the person's name,
and they zoomed into
my mouth to literally show who I was talking about. One thing that really got to me was, you know, I get you have to promote your show and all of that. I don't know if you believe in the personalities or the people you are putting on the show. That's one thing, but to pay bloggers who intentionally insult them for them to trend is another thing. After we found out that, I just felt very, very out of place. Like I felt like these people, they don't really care about me, because how do you lie to your people and say that, oh, no, we are not paying this, especially when I draw your attention to it, that this person keeps attacking one particular host, like co-host, one particular co-host, and this person keeps insulting her, calling her all sorts of names, and you people claim, Gisela, I don't even know what you're talking about. We don't have anybody like that. We are not paying anybody like that to promote their podcast. And then we later come to find out that this same person comes to announce we leaving the podcast, and it didn't make sense because who else would tell them? Also, how does this person always have the first what's it called?
The trailers before we even have it.
It didn't make any sense. So it felt like they were just always just leaving us, just throwing us out to the wolves, like leaving us in the middle of the desert without water, and it just didn't feel fair. And I felt like if I'm going to work with you and you're not thinking about me, I don't see why I should be there.
Yeah.
Striker. Normal. Say Sanima will be see, especially if it's if they are running a pot and you're a third party to the pot. As in, you're a supplier. You're supplying your service as content creator and as a presenter. Definitely, the ultimate person who calls, or the big person who calls the shot would definitely be the owner of the podcast.
Yep.
Until sa only channel no ewo asubi bi do almost say once a discussion metua presenter ka yetua cameraman ka yetua sound yetua obia ka no, we also need to rake in the money through the views. So as to how we will do it, or as to how they will do it, it is their way of handling it. What's I say?
Okay.
So me side with the ladies. In fact, may bias towards them because I'm more exciting to watch. I watch them.
Okay.
I will not lie. I'll not sit here and lie. I watch them. I'm more exciting to watch.
Yep.
Now, the downside of Adini I say, it took so long for them to realize this. Because they should have seen it in the initial stages.
How?
Okay. In the sense, when the podcast started, it was virtually around Ubia, like the myth around Ubia, and I say the rumors surrounding Ubia.
Yeah.
You should have seen that it was content based on you as a personality, like they want to milk from what you are saying. In that case, and I will not use certain words, if you want to own it, it should be you and your it should be you, your podcast, and you getting revenue because it's your story. Go and check the views on their first one and almost story. It's crazy. Because it's crazy because I'm for questions about them and they wanted answers. What you say? Producers will always be producers. They are looking for ways to get more views. So if I was say CBB in a trailer, that is why most of the time, most of Ghana no.
No, but does it make you right though?
Say me so obia baby obia jina biane how a yearman with perspective.
Okay.
If you ask the producer of the show, the producer will tell you that I have my objective is to get views.
So come clean in the first time we speak then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It didn't make us say the ladies should have realized. Maybe the only downside is a chair answer no move, but I mean too much man, because back constantly they were being, even if they had a celebrity on the show, not conversation, no, it meet any free celebrity, no, not asabe your more personal, or more personal life, no be almost abe moon. echedodo. Media busa me make say echedodo. It took so long for them to leave the set. If they felt uncomfortable with that, some would not, because I feel Gisela, like she said on the in the pod, say on only filter. What do I say?
Filter in phone.
And you filter in.
Ah, no, bet me I can do it. Bet me I can do it.
So at what point, my issue is, at what point did it feel uncomfortable?
Probably they felt it, but
if you know, say you don't have a filter,
Mm.
then certain places like this where you don't have creative control over the content, you shouldn't be on, because you might say something in the heat of the moment, regret it, and you want to take it out, but the producers will not allow you to do that. So if you do not have control over the production, you have no business being.
But you can't take them on.
The thing is, you can definitely say, "Be only on the edge, only on my also." When you feel say it's not good, you want to take it off, because there was one part of the thing that can I say, she Burland was like, "On only buff we cry for Gisela," because the lady requested to see one episode before it got out, and they did not allow her to see it.
Yeah,
what did I say? Meaning she
felt
uncomfortable with one episode or two. There was one that Princess in they did not. So if you do not have power on the production, say, "Oh, I want to see it before it gets out," because at the end of the day, it's my image, it is my brand, and it's whatever I've worked so hard for. Say, and yes, you don't have. I was saying first, instance, second, no. First one, no, because you want views. I want to protect myself. So if I feel you are not protecting me, I have no business being there. You get it?
Yeah,
exactly. So me who say chairman, too much. Also, you also need to understand that once you're also being paid, and I think they should have also put the amount of money that they were earning at the, on the front line for us to also know. But
it doesn't still justify nothing, because in as much as you are getting paid or whatever the situation is, we discussed it. You are paying me 1 CD, Mate. Now this come out and I don't want this type of thing to be in. Then you go ahead and put it out there because you think that you will put action. That's how it's supposed to be.
That is where you also don't get it.
How?
Because producer and as the owner of the channel and also or find a spreadsheet, hey, where Jimmy say dollars, where Jimmy say, because they put in also a marketing budget.
100%, I know.
They had a marketing budget for podcasts. They were paying people to insult the ladies.
Okay.
They were paying people to throw the ladies. Said
yes, I get it.
What you say?
Yes.
So of training spreadsheets, who says I
also Tinica.
I also quite be up.
I know a hundred wrong. Remember say you can't say
I am not here to justify who
is
right or
but
who is wrong.
Just as normal human beings, just being a decent human being. Okay, say and I don't mind anything I'm going to do to gain what I can. That is even wrong from the onset.
Would I do that? Would I do that if I have somebody on my podcast?
No. So that's why we have to. Yeah.
But an individual.
I get it too.
You know that we've recorded podcasts with certain people. I say, baby, we should take it off.
Of course.
I'll do that.
Of course.
Even if it's out, even if I hear a call out already, I'll go back to the YouTube back end and take that part off.
Why would you do that, though?
I do that because a minimum principle. A minimum principle.
No, and it makes you just a decent human being.
Exactly.
You don't have to stumble on another man to stand tall.
Exactly.
That is so wrong.
But the thing is, if you walk around on this planet called Earth thinking everybody should be like you, you are wrong.
100%. I'm not saying anybody should be like somebody, but sometimes sending of Ufediania, on fan show assuming so because mean to be did so be and what or two the best show unika mo another. That's not how it works. Sometimes it's just
I accept what you are saying.
Yeah. So when you're dealing with people like this, what your mother they have an image to protect. You have your money to make. We get it. Simple. But say me no for aba be gu onom. Now also say my boka dollars it no for na am de ba beto onom na menya me dollars back. Does it make it right? And I say sana wotie. That makes you a dirty person then.
Good. And no ye wo said ye wo hu no.
And confirm be hu ni sa. Ye poll and confirm be hu ni sa. Majority of carry the vote.
And no ye said ye wo be hu no because senka producer na owner of a year podcast no so ehu no said ye wo hu na. Nko anye. You get it? Nko anye. But they don't see it that way. And until I me can't say nko omun for music no so be dey. Exactly. And the entire make kasa no the financial commitment that goes into it sometimes can make the owner of the business go up, like go crazy to the extent say obey na adwin say kwan bi a metemeka bi. And
that shows your real character because as I said obi to make say my ball ban ho ka nti afede oba me fia me dragging na me nada.
Exactly.
That's one fucked up shit for any human being to even think about. It's the same thing that happened. Yeah,
it's the same thing that's happened. Because Glitch for, and I know it's a Nigerian-based podcast.
Okay.
If they were really reasonable, if they were really like omo abadaya nko omo nyesa nko omo nua ba emma na egu ade no so ena nko omo hu sa asem wi na nua ba ka asem bi ade we kwa abonten ebe ha no odwen se ko mbe sa
and asem no kra go kan kra no kra den kenye hwe but say to the sense bia ne hu gu ho
me se ba kra even the new ones set of new presenters. There was one that one of the ladies' breast was showing. Rather they were zooming.
Was that breast milk?
Me better me breast milk.
How who breast?
Me anyam who ye princess man a kind of podcast.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. And instead of them doing a cut, new ones, no, and America.
I know more. So share new ones, no be
and
no
for show. Instead of them doing a cutaway or something.
The virus or the Bible.
Instead of them doing a cutaway or something, they were rather even showing it. Which
so
bro.
And I get that part of the mafia. Just the young people now mobile. We get it. We are desperate for the fame. You're desperate for the money and the attention. But have standards to be. Although say be a BB question, I won't say you're not going to be part of the game, but have some standards. People, where's the idea? But follow for everything, senior man. Because at the end of the day, no, what you say they are paying. In as much as some no
they opted out.
Yeah,
but mafia game, they will pay the same people that are dragging you and promoting their podcast online to come and spread rumors that they had been sacked from. Yeah, because I was thinking, say, me man who amu biem no, that was so no.
Sana me so just every season they are changing.
Maybe amu change and maybe a few others like the main person.
That's what I thought too. But I like the fact that now they are also about to milk them.
Yeah,
and because it's game time. Game time,
it's game time.
Yeah, we can all play that game.
I believe it's also going to really affect. It's really going to affect the.
No, you're right.
The Rants and Bants and affect them. The reason being the two of them. Princess and educated you.
Any back on
Gisela.
That be the guy back on Hayford.
You
can see say the guy didn't really feel comfortable. I pray say that
could 5,000 of it now. Just offer to Kubu Alumusi team or team side on who team free. Why just can I read? Basa, can't some yeah, I'm going to views.
Or to be it tasted better. I quite Jimmy.
I want to catch us up with Jimmy.
That's some weird ass.
But the two of them,
yes, sir.
The Princess and Gisela.
Gisela, no.
Let me, in all honesty, I got mad love for Efiodo. Efiodo is bubbly. I like her energy.
Yep.
Me offer say I like her energy, but these two, I would say they are the life of the party. And it's not comparing say be a home fair and I'm not going to do that. It's not even in my reach. But like naturally, I'm fun and easygoing. The Gisela girl comes across as make a dream. Way back in our dream in a more playful way. But if your other image be, I think she needs to work on, get more like expert PR to correct certain things around her image.
Okay.
And was a certain zones be very polarized. You see that you are here or here. Especially the music, Ghana Music Awards. I can promise a cheer beam for training. Although it gives you fame, but it's very polarized. There's the political side. MPP, NDC. Oh yeah, then is a plus or minus. So it gives her or it puts her in a certain zone that what can I dream you, but couple of niggas be and answer kofobi wo baby they will go at you. What you say? They will hate you just for
standing on this
exactly.
side. Yeah.
But these two girls, there's little, you know, mean shada who say bia, amu be bia ba bonting.
Amu vibe different.
Amu vibe different. So they to me, and I'll say like to me, I'm gonna like the life of the party for that podcast.
Okay.
Amu free, so no the other girls. The two other girls. The other girl comes across as, what's her name? Pretty Anna was saying.
Okay.
Nanama. The Okajwa that's Nanama, right? Exactly. And that's wrong. Who said, yo, why do I ask you name the third girl?
Polo.
Yeah, that's very wrong. Yeah. If we have to struggle, industry guys, if we have to struggle to get the name, I think it's Pretty Anna or something.
Yes, still
the Adwati is in the news because of Paradise. Paradise put you on big time. Yeah. I think it was all my Paradise 10% of whatever.
Only be dating 10%.
Let's put everything aside. Paradise really invested in the ladies' brand.
That lady had the numbers more than Paradise.
How?
Instagram, Adwati.
No, it's not about set numbers, no, but for the campaign now here, Rants, Bants and Confessions. In the podcast industry, Paradise got it on Kudu Sheldon. When you're bars in free hall. And when they moved and they were on a Wemo podcast, no? Or Donichi Mohono. NK Salem. Creative Hub, NK Salem. NK Salem. They were
Okay.
Yeah. It also generated some form of buzz. Social media, posting, I'm not underestimating the ladies' influence.
Right,
I am not underestimating.
But I'm just the other way around.
Bro, in the podcast business, quite different. You might be big on TikTok, we write YouTube,
100%.
Wait, my big war, Instagram, we write YouTube, chef. YouTube 100%. Be a different ball game altogether.
No, you're right.
Wait, my big YouTube, we write Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying on the app, YouTube, of which the content sits on. Sheldon's investment in Paradise and Paradise investment in Adwati are very loud. Okay. That is all that I'm saying.
All right.
On the app. I'm just saying that Adwati are visible. Afia, although are visible. The third girl is not even visible on the pod.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
Yeah, and I think she comes across as a very, very decent, some type of lady. I don't know what
I've never watched any of their episodes before,
but
Debbie. But said the old one, episodes be but even the small exception and their baba, we could still identify them and I said know them by their names.
They were all bubbly.
Yeah.
All the three girls, bubbly. I say energy.
Bubbly, twerking energy.
The man me hear, our podcast. Portfolio.
Okay.
Portfolio ne send man.
So crash wa
akosana. Portfolio say we buy wine.
A very fair lady no. Princess and I say Gisela na mu there. And then you palm beam dress binana.
We see.
But nature me was all pink one.
But all in all,
yes.
I wish the ladies were in there. They should milk.
Yeah. Bad time.
They should milk. Time. They should name and shame. Because it's about time. They also need to build the new podcast channel now, Motesuno.
Yep.
And I recommend that everybody go check them out.
Yeah.
They are fun to watch. You enjoy them. They are always smiling and laughing. They are interesting. For you to be in this business, you need to be interesting.
Yes.
They know about You should be interesting. The channel is Let's Do Drinks. So check the podcast out. Let's Do Drinks. I think I need a creative. Oh shit! But we'll put it on underneath. Now also what's my baby. Go check them out.
I think they should start bringing people on too. And that's how you be I think the first guest that will fake their profile will be Safo Newman. It will be a beautiful.
And permanent Safo Newman.
Yeah, put him. Yeah, also I lead this man to say.
But me a full episode, no. And I think this princess was like, she with content creation, she's not like the type that is into or say you'll be interview. You know, she would rather opt for a conversation rather than an interview.
Okay.
Yeah, because also there were times that they had people on and the person was like very cool, calm, and they need to be thinking what to ask the person.
Yeah.
But most of people who are bubbly, it should flow there. Yeah, the conversation should flow.
But also looking like forced.
Exactly. Okofo be better now, so nani pakrono a reserve that obre. But that is where, you know, experience also comes in. I mean, experience in media and how to get people to come out of their shell. Because I've had niggas on my pod who are very reserved. But on common baby, I start here free no. Who know into it and might run into an hour plus of conversation.
It's a special skill.
Yeah, it's a special skill. So, and I'm sure, you know, or as they go into this business, they'll pick it up. They'll be great. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
But maybe request here, but
they'll be fine. They are fine.
It's time for them to also milk the abaya de botechino. Omonfa enoa no monfa moba.
From Boba.
They
know we love them. For life.
They come once some ground. Go and talk about that.
One time they call me and they say, "Bibi, I you were now can be momo." I said, "And patrol and can be my."
Maybe there many more relationships.
Everlasting.
Toxic.
I love this.
So go on, girls, Charlie. Do your thing. It's a podcast world. Yep. I mean, yo. Just put it out there. Some of us who are diehard fans of yours will come through and come watch it. But come into the comment section and let us know what you think, especially with respect to, you know, issues are also with Glitch and Princess Gisela. Just go and we'll build it up, and when we're on the live stream over the weekend, be more professional way. Yes. Keep it real.
Yeah.
Because the street is always
watching.
You don't know these streets like we do.
We